The big news in Jacksonville last night, Jerry Leggett's gamble. The Quincy coach said his starters had become complacent. So against Jacksonville, all of Leggett's starters sat the bench. And the Devils began with 5 players who had never started before. For a while, it looked like Legget and the Devils were conceding the game. Behind the strong play of guard Louis Armstrong, the Crimsons grabbed a 5-point lead after the first quarter at 15-10. But things would get much worse for Jerry Legget and the Quincy High School Blue Devils. Jacksonville took advantage of the Devils' disadvantage. This jumper by Armstrong gave the Crimsons a 29-15 lead, and the hometown fans were smelling blood. But then Legget started to put in some of his starters, and number 4, Jimmy Bailey, gets the Devils back on track with this jump shot, and the Devils started to come back into the game. Jacksonville's 12-point halftime lead was quickly down to 4, but this basket by Andy Kaufman made it 53-47 going into the final quarter. Going down the stretch, it seemed that every time the Devils would get close, Kaufman would answer for Jacksonville. He was the high scorer in the game with 29 points, including 17 free throws. Jacksonville went ahead by 7 points, but the Devils would climb back into the ball game. They trailed 64-57, but Larry Lathan's jumper cut the deficit to 5. Lathan led the Devils with 10 out of 14 from the field for 22 points. Jacksonville had a chance to send Quincy home with the loss with about 20 seconds left. This free throw by Kaufman gave Jacksonville a 4-point lead. Jerry Legget had given up hope, but his players hadn't. After Kaufman's miss, they cut the lead to 2. Jimmy Bailey's basket made it 69-67 with 11 seconds to go. They would need one more basket to send it to overtime, and they would get it. Larry Lathan's basket would send the game into overtime, and there the Devils would pull it out. Here freshman Todd Wimhainer with a 3-point play, and Quincy was in the lead at 72-71. And after a Jacksonville basket, Lathan would put the Devils ahead for good with this jump shot. Quincy High would come back from 14 down to win it in overtime, 77-75. What does a win like this do for you? I mean, it's kind of a springboard, isn't it?
It's got to be a springboard into the rest of the season, and it gets us out of the doldrums of last night. That loss was like 2 losses when you lose to Rock Island, when you have the conference lead and lose the conference lead into a tie. So we were really down. We were in a deep hole, and this dug us out of that hole, and we're on level ground again, and like you say, maybe on a springboard at that.
As great a win as it was for Quincy High, it was that tough a loss for Jacksonville.
Well, you know, the last 4 meetings we've had with Quincy, we've lost 2 of them by 2 points in overtime. So we've lost 1 there by 3 points, and then last year here in the regional by 1. So, you know, we don't want to get paranoid about it, but we just keep knocking on the door, and hopefully one day it'll fall open or somebody open it for us.
The Devils improved to 17-4 on the season. Jacksonville drops to 16-4. The rematch possibly for the regional championship Friday night, March 6th at Quincy High School. Steve Luton, Newswatch 10, Jacksonville.